Rangers explode into action with a £10 million move for Liverpool's Owen Beck, but Derby lurked to steal him on loan. Weslley Patati deal heats up as Ibrox Chiefs prepare an £8 million swoop for the Brazilian sensation. Mason Munn loaned to Neil Lennon's Dunfermline, and fans are raging. Plus, Rangers' blockbuster bid for Jezurun Rak-Sakyi rejected. But they're not backing down. Another offer incoming as the club plots one of its biggest ever signings. Want to see these and more Rangers news? Stay until the end. We are the people. Rangers are about to rubber stamp the loan exit of young goalkeeper Mason Munn. And let's be honest, you're probably not happy about where he's going. Dunfermline Athletic, a club managed by none other than Neil Lennon, a man who, let's not forget, once made a career out of winding you up while wearing that green and grey rag. Now, the Ibrox board clearly think they're playing the long game here. Munn, only 19 years old, is seen as a proper future prospect. Came in from Glentoran back in 2022, made his debut in a 5-0 pumping of Fraserburgh, and he's looked solid for the B team. 7 matches, 1 clean sheet. It's a start, but with Jack Butland still the main man and Liam Kelly back in the mix, there's not much room between the sticks right now. So here comes the controversial bit. Despite your clear displeasure, and the noise across social media has been loud, Rangers are pressing on and sending him out on loan to Lennon, the same Lennon who's been given the keys to East End Park and has turned Dunfermline into a sort of anti-Rangers outpost. You're right to feel uneasy. The thought of helping Lennon in any way boils the blood. It's like offering a cup of tea to the man that burned your shed down. But Ibrox Chiefs are looking at the long-term gain. They think Munn will get minutes, regular football, first team pressure, all the things he won't get if he stays parked on the bench behind Butland. If it works, Rangers get back a sharper, more confident keeper who's ready to push for the #1 shirt within 2 seasons. Here's the real question for you. Is sending one of Rangers' brightest young talents to play under Neil Lennon an act of strategic genius or a total betrayal of everything this club stands for? Rangers are going in heavy for Jezurun Rak-Sakyi, and you better believe this is a signal of serious intent from the Ibrox board. The winger who turned heads on loan at Sheffield United last season has become a key target as Rangers look to inject real pace, youth and cutting edge into the final third. 34 appearances, 7 goals and a couple of assists might not look world-class on paper, but there's no question about his raw talent, quick feet, electric pace, and that unpredictability you crave from a wide man, especially in tight matches at Ibrox, where the low block is king. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Rangers have made a formal offer to bring Rak-Sakyi north. Alone, yes, but with an obligation to buy worth up to £10 million. That's not just big money. That's potentially record-shattering money for Rangers in the modern era. The deal was knocked back, of course, not unexpected. Crystal Palace are playing hardball, and there's competition sniffing around from down south. But Rangers aren't walking away. They're preparing to return with an even better offer. And that tells you something. Russell Martin is desperate to get this done. He sees Rak-Sakyi not just as a project, but a potential game changer. But, and here's the bit that'll make you squirm, is it worth it? Let's not forget this lad hasn't cracked the Premier League. He's had muscle injuries. He was benched during Sheffield United's most crucial matches at the end of the season, including the playoff final. £10 million for a player with no top-flight pedigree, no Ibrox experience, and a patchy injury record. That's a massive gamble, especially if you're banking on him as the final piece of a title-winning jigsaw. It also raises another question. Are Rangers planning to sell someone big to balance the books? You've seen Hamza Igamani's name swirling in the rumour mill. Is he on the way out to fund this? Would spending £10 million on Rak-Sakyi be a bold masterstroke for the title race, or are Rangers risking it all on another flash-in-the-pan English hype job? The transfer window might be ticking away, but Rangers aren't done yet. And if you thought the rebuild was slowing down, think again. Fresh from a confident 2-0 win over Panathinaikos, which gave Russell Martin's side a real foothold in the Champions League qualifiers, attention now turns once again to recruitment, and the name on everyone's lips is Weslley Patati. The Brazilian winger, currently lighting it up at Maccabi Tel Aviv, is firmly on the Ibrox radar. 13 goals and 10 assists last season from wide areas is no joke. And when you watch him cut inside from the right with that left peg, you can't help but think he's got something we've been missing since Václav Cerny's departure. Rangers are expected to make their move, and with the medical side of things now given the all-clear by injury specialist Dr. Rajpal Brar, the path looks clear, at least physically. Brar's confident Patati won't have any trouble adapting fitness-wise, despite the usual bedding in period players face when swapping sunshine and slower leagues for wind, rain, and relentless pace in Scotland. But here's the stinger, the price tag. £8 million, and that's where it gets complicated. It's without guaranteed Champions League cash coming through the door. £8 million is no small gamble for Rangers. It's a lot for a player untested in the British game, especially when there are other targets like Dor Turgeman also floating about. You'd love a winger like Patati, flair, youth, European experience, but if the club's finances are stretched and we're having to pick between players, the stakes become a lot higher. Does this mean a player needs to be sold first? Or are Rangers banking on Champions League qualification to fund it? Should Rangers gamble £8 million on Weslley Patati now? Or is it reckless spending for flair when what we really need is proven grit? There's another twist in the transfer tale. Rangers are deep in talks with Liverpool over a potential move for young Welsh left-back Owen Beck. But this one's shaping up to be anything but straightforward. At just 22, Beck's had 5 different loan spells since 2022 and only 3 appearances for Liverpool's senior side. Still, the lad's clearly got something because his name keeps getting linked, and now it's Ibrox that's looking to give him a proper home. Russell Martin wants to revamp that backline, that much is clear. He's got options at left back, but none he truly sees as his own. Beck, with his pace, energy, and sharp delivery from wide areas, fits the mold. He's no stranger to high-pressure football either, having already cut his teeth in the EFL. But here comes the classic Ibrox dilemma. Liverpool want £10 million. £10 million for a player who hasn't made a dent in the Premier League and seems to be headed out on yet another loan, this time to Derby County of all places. That's right, while Rangers are grinding away at negotiations, Derby County are lurking with a straightforward loan offer. No permanent deal, no huge fee, just game time. Meanwhile, Rangers are apparently so keen on Beck that there's talk of player sales being lined up to make it happen. It's a proper gamble, not just because of the money, but because there's no guarantee he'd pick Glasgow over guaranteed minutes in the championship. And you've got to ask yourself, how many more times are Rangers going to let England's academy leftovers use us as a stepping stone? Would spending £10 million on Owen Beck be a sign that Rangers are building for the future? Or are we just being used as a development club for Liverpool's cast-offs? If you haven't seen yesterday's video yet, you're missing out. Explosive news about Rangers that'll leave every fan stunned. Go check it out now.